This is the book of Hosea, chapter 7, verse 11. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Hosea, chapter 7, verse 11, is that I want to respond to what Chief Ephraim stated regarding the question about the MOTB. He stated, his belief is that because of the situation that's going on in the world, okay, and there's so much division and there's these ongoing wars, how could it be possible that Russia, China, and Iran would go along with the RFID chip, the MOTB, all right? And the answer is simple, all right? They all answer to the international bankers, okay? They still have to work together under particular guidelines when it comes to AI and finances on an international level. Okay? So it was, and of course, the scriptures say in Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judge thereof. If not, then who is he, right? Who's the wicked? The Edomites, okay? So this was a very foolish statement to say, and that goes to show you, all right, you clearly don't have a spiritual eye, all right? And then, comes out because apostles and elders have done all these videos on this guy. He's a flip-flopper, okay? Last year, he knew about the RFID chip, which is the MOTB, okay? He understood what it was, even though he felt like it didn't need to be pushed out, all right, and to our people, to the Lord's people. He felt like that's not his concern. His concern is to, all right, get Jake off of heroin. Which, if they're on heroin, all right, they're not wise to begin with. This is why we keep pushing the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, because our people are silly, just like you, silly. Okay, no heart, no mind. All right. So obviously, he's got caught up in the news media, and so he cannot see, that the MOTB is literally coming, and all nations, including Iran, because I want to focus on Iran, because Iran's the hot topic, and this is Yapa, how the Lord's working. He's got World War III literally here, and World War III is here, and I may do a lesson. You know what? I'll hold on for that until my brother comes later tonight, and I'll do a lesson how World War III is here. Okay? We're just in the beginning stages of it. All right? And to me, I'm looking at Esau's mindset. Why not have war to trim the herd so that it's easier to implement this device? Okay? They got to trim the fat. So have wars, and take people's rights away. Because when war happens, all rights get taken away. Okay? For example, and again, this is why our people are silly. Very sottish children. That's another one. Sottish children. Because our people do not know history. They don't want to look into it. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. You know what sottish means? Extremely stupid. Okay? In the book of our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, you're extremely stupid. All right? Because here's the thing. During World War II, all right, when America finally got involved, openly, because when you do the research on World War II, all right, America was assisting in arms. In fact, let me show you this. Was America providing weapons before they got into World War II? Yes, the United States provided weapons to Allied nations before officially entering World War II. The aid was primarily delivered through the Lend-Lease Act, which was enacted in March 1941, months before the U.S. joined the war in December 1941. There you go. Okay? Now, why am I saying this? Okay? When Pearl Harbor happened, which was done, if you go into the history, they knew this was going to happen. America ended up building, okay, Japanese internment camps. Japanese internment camps, also known as relocation centers, were established in the United States during World War II to forcibly relocate and incarcerate people of Japanese descent. Okay? Including citizens and immigrants. Okay? So, the reason why I'm saying this is because when the elites won a major war, because then they can take rights away from people, they can, put people in concentration camps, and that's where the chipping stations will be at. Okay? Those that don't want to comply, and those that do comply, they'll go to their doctor, okay, who will minister to them. All right? But the point is that just because countries are fighting amongst each other, they still all fall on the same agenda, all right, by the international bankers who they answer to, all right? And that's why Iran is actively involved in brain implant technology and research, okay? Actively, all right? Here's another thing Iran is a part of, all right? Iran's a part of the annual meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group. Okay? I said, is Iran part of the World Bank? Yes, Iran is a member of the World Bank Group. Specifically, Iran is a member of the International Bank of Reconstruction and Development, the International Development Association, and the International Finance Corporation. Okay? So if Iran's a part of this, so is Russia and China. Because they all answer to the Edomite elites, which you already know who they are, the JJs, the 1948ers, the small hats. This is why I brought out Hosea chapter 7, verse 11, because very silly, no mind, not a thinking, you don't got a thinking brain. You're very foolish, very stupid, okay? Very silly statement to say that. It's either A, you're willfully ignorant, just completely got the dunce cap on, or you've been paid off to say this because you did a flip-flop. You did a 180. Okay? Even though you weren't enthusiastic about pushing, all right, this prophecy to your congregation because you say you don't want to talk about it. It's evident you should have put nothing in your brain or in your hand. All right, that's pursuant to the Levitical laws, right? Yes, Iran's a member of the International Monetary Fund. It became a member in December 29th, 1945. So on the financial level, Iran still answers to the Edomites, okay, for particular financial, situations. All right, now I want to get deeper. Who resurrected or who founded the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group? Check this out. The World Bank Group was established at the 1944 Bretton Woods Conference in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Key figures in its creation were John Maynard Keynes, is where you get the term Keynesian economics, all right, which is what we have in this wicked world, debt-based society, all right, because through debt you could get prosperity quicker, all right. That's what John Maynard Keynes was known for, all right. He felt that going into debt was how you get prosperity, which is totally ass backwards. And then you have Harry Dexter White. And they both represented what? United Kingdom and United States, Edomites. Now, what's so interesting, just a little, little icing on the cake or a little cherry on the top. Harry Dexter White, let me show you something here. Harry Dexter White, who represented America, is a known ding 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 JJ Amalek. Okay? So when you said, all right, who's going to push this MOTB system onto the masses, it's these Edomites, starting with these Amalekites, the international bankers. That's the point. This is the point. Okay? All these nations answer to these guys. Okay, these devils. All right. Okay, and here's Islamic Republic, Iran. They're on the World Bank Group website. Okay, you can look them up. All right. So, again, Hosea chapter 7 verse 11. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without a heart, meaning a mind. They call to Egypt. They go to Assyria. Right. And the fact that you said that, it sounds like you are wanting to stay here, okay? You're looking at this current kingdom as your place of rest, okay? For making that statement. But guess what the Lord said, 12, when they shall go, I will spread my net upon them. I will bring them down as the fowls of the heaven. I will chastise them as their congregation have heard right. And, okay, and the Lord has been chastising us ever since we got over here, all right? And continue to chastise, okay, a lot of y'all that don't want to get it. And the Lord's going to jack up a lot of you, those of the circumcision, because you playing games, man, okay? You playing games. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 1, woe to the crown of pride to the drunkards of Ephraim, right? And this chief Ephraim, he represents that. That's a pride. And it was a prideful statement he said, but it was so easy to rebuttal, to debunk, okay? Clearly, all these heathens are wondering after the image of the beast, okay? And who rules over the image of the beast? These Edomites, these so-called white people. Starting with the JJs, okay? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Come on. Who is the wicked? The Edomites. Malachi, right? Let's get that. That was a foolish statement to say, man. Malachi 1 and 4. Well, the whole four, the first verse, the second verse, the third, the fourth, these are great verses, because it all clearly, I mean, there's a lot that's being said here. Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. So these are the prophecies, the oracles, because when you go into the burden, the word burden, all right, it's mashah. This is why the apostles always say, get into words. All right, it's load, bearing, tribute, but this is the point right here. Oracle, okay? The oracle, okay? The prophecies. All right, and these prophecies are a burden, all right, to everyone. Only the elect see it as comfort because these things need to happen so we get up out of here. These prophecies have to come to pass. And the RFID chip, which is the MOTB, is coming to pass. Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. So you already know this whole book, all right, is being addressed to the Israelites. This is basic letter writing 101. 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye saying, wherein thou hast loved us, was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I love Jacob. Right, so the Lord loves his people, Jacob. Even though the bulk of our people can't see it, this is why they're into all these different philosophies, these different ideologies, all right? They can't see that the Lord loves them, okay? And that he's doing all this so that, okay, we can get the kingdom. All this has to occur or else we're not getting the kingdom. The World War III is going to continue to linger, all right, until this chip is made mandatory, okay? How about that? All right, that's a lesson right there. All right? This World War III is going to continue to linger because the chip has to be made mandatory in order for the nukes to be launched. So you're going to see, okay, warplane versus warplane. Okay, naval ship versus naval ship. Soldier versus soldier. Drone versus drone. Okay? While rights are being taken away. Until that device is made mandatory. Okay? Then the nukes come after that. Okay? And get ready for a draft too. There was a draft before. Ooh, check this out. Check this out. I want to show you something. Just going with the spirit. Was there a draft in look at that? Yes. There was a draft in the United States during World War II. The Selective Training and Service Act of 1940, enacted before the U.S. entry into the war, established the first peacetime draft in American history. The act required all men between the age of 21 and 35 to register, and later the age range from expanded to include men between 18 and 45. Look at that. And this is why now you have in the Postal Service these Selective Service being mailed out. The Selective Service, Postal, let me show you something here real quickly. Postal Service is mailing Selective Service registration. There we go. The Postal Service is not mailing Selective Service registration forms, while the Selective Service system does utilize the Postal Service. They do not proactively mail registration forms to all young men. Registration forms can be picked up at any U.S. Postal Office, completed, and then mailed to Selective Service system. The Selective Service will send an acknowledged letter. All right. So, but it says they do use the Postal Service to send. So let me see something here. Is the Selective, let me put it this way, Selective Service system sending out letters? Okay. Here we go. The Selective Services may also send out other types of letters, such as status information letters, which can be requested to verify registration status. Okay. So I just wanted to see if they do. is the select service system sending out letters to high school students? Let's do it this way. So this is what's being sent out. It's information on how to register. That's what's being sent out. All right. So that's what's being sent out. All right. I just wanted to see. It was coming though. It's coming because when you turn 18, you have to fill this out. It's a requirement. All male in the United States. But again, a draft happened before. It's going to happen again. Vietnam, it happened before. It's going to happen again. So why am I saying this? All right. This all has to happen so that prophecy can be fulfilled, because the Lord loves his people and he wants to deliver his people from captivity. But this stuff has to happen. This is love. All right. You may not see it as love. The elect sees it as love. We want this war to get bigger. We want this chip to be mandatory. So, because we know it is necessary for us to get up out of here. Okay? How about that? All right? Because that's the love that we see from the Lord by putting us on game, because it is coming. We just know why it's coming. All right? Everyone will be tested. Okay? And a lot of our people are going to fold. So let's go back to Malachi 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So there you go. The Lord hates Esau. So there's hate in the Bible. 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call all them the board of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the key point is border wickedness. Okay? And the Lord has indignation against these Edomites, meaning forever, a righteous hatred, which is forever. So that's the point. The point is, all right, it's these Edomites that control the financial system. Okay? They are the border wickedness everywhere they go. All right? All nations, tongues, and creeds have to follow, okay, their guidelines when it comes to this financial system. It's a fact. And again, the fact that Iran is a member of the International Monetary Fund, which is established by Edomites, proves this. All right? The fact that Iran is part of the World Bank, okay, group, which was founded by Edomites, proves this. Okay? Because the Edomites are the ones calling the shots. They are the border wickedness. All right? And of course, Iran is actively working on brain chips. It's a fact. All right? And check this out. The International Monetary Fund is actively working on central bank digital currencies and their potential impact on the global financial landscape. Right. And Iran is a part of that. Okay? This is why Iran is working on CBDC. Yes, Iran is actively working on central bank digital currency, known as the digital rial. The Central Bank of Iran has been developing the digital currency since 2018, with a pilot program launched on Kish Island in June 2024. The pilot program aims to test the digital rial for domestic retail transactions, including purchasing goods and services. Oh, check this out. Is Iran involved in cryptocurrency? All right. Check this out. And we know cryptocurrency came from America, Babylon the Great. All right. Yes, Iran is involved in cryptocurrency. The Iranian government has shown a complex and evolving relationship with digital currency, initially cracking down on them due to concerns about money laundering, terrorist financing, but later recognizing cryptocurrency mining as a legal economic sector. The shift is largely driven by the need to circumvent international sanctions. How convenient. That's the excuse they're giving to their citizens. Oh no, get into this cryptocurrency so you could circumvent international sanctions. But that's the setup. That's the trap. That's the snare. And final turn in financial systems. Right. I believe they even got their own exchange. Yeah, Novitex. That's their largest exchange. Check this out. All right. Novitex exchange. Right? Hey, the scriptures say prove all things, man. And that's what we do. Okay? Novitex exchange. And what? Check this out. What cryptocurrencies can you buy? I want to show you something on Novitex exchange. Well, look at that. Look at that. You could buy Bitcoin, which came from America. Ethereum, okay, this came from America. Doji, America. Okay, Ripple, XRP. Watch this company. David, Ripple. Check this. Oh man. Wait. Ripple. Check this out. Ripple Labs, Russia. Here it is. Ripple's technology, including XP, has been recognized by Russia's central bank as having potential for facilitating cross-border payments. So there you go. Ripple Lab, which is an American company ran by Edomites, is working with the Russians on this whole financial system to go cashless, because this is all leading to cashless. All right? So yeah, anyway, I think that's enough. This was an easy question to answer. I did it through the Spirit Power Yah Bashim Shai, all right? And all the apostle elders have beautiful lessons on it, okay? Point is, man, Ephraim is a silly dove. Isaiah 28:1. Woe to the crown pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauties of fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. You're overcome with the philosophies, okay, of this world. Your own vain opinion, man. Okay? Because it's crazy how you did a 180. Very, very funny. Funny. How you did a 180. Saying you knew about the RFID chip is the MOTB. And you, of course, you're not supposed to take it. You're saying anybody, okay, it's obvious you're not supposed to take it. But yet, now you did a 180 on it. Now it's, okay, who's going to implement it? There's division. You see what's going on in the world? Okay, who's going to push this MOTB system? It's obvious. It's the same people, the Edomites, and all these nations, okay, have been hook, line, and sinker to do it. All right, and America's at the heart of it. America is at the heart of this because, again, the whole technology behind the buying and selling stems from America. Okay? That's why it makes sense when in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Drunken of what? The wine. The philosophies. The nations are drunken of her wine. There you go. Therefore the nations are mad. Okay? And they're gonna and they're getting upset. But guess what? They're caught. All right, they have to go along with this agenda. All right, and they know Babylon, the Great America, is at the forefront of it. All right, they want to be known as the Lady of Kingdoms, the glory, the what does it say in Isaiah 13 and 7? Well, The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Isaiah chapter 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. There you go. The glory of kingdoms. And the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. Because this place is going to be overthrown with fire. That's why we're waiting for this chip to be made mandatory. That's why we're so excited with World War III. Because look, World War III is here. It's only a matter of time. All right. So they push that chip. All right. Then the nukes come. All right. But you can have a World War III where these nations are banging on each other, foot soldier to foot soldier and all that. Right. While they push the chip out. Then when the chip becomes mandatory, then after that, then the nukes come. And this is the way I'm spiritual seeing, this is where it's looking, okay? It's looking just like this. All right, and I'm going to get into some articles on World War III in my next lesson because it is spicy. Who's involved? Spicy. So with that, Lord willing, that's edifying. Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopeful elect. This guy, Chief Ephraim, very foolish, silly dove. Definitely, all right? Ephraim is a silly dove, okay, with no heart, meaning no mind, man. Gone. So with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. Hey, we're almost out of here. Hey, it's just stay locked in. Everything is happening. We're the final generation. For the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray to cover Shalom.